What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the. I'm going to be doing. I've always mentioned that I would start doing deck tech videos, so I thought I would actually show you guys one of my newest ones that I'm going to be using, and it is, I guess I could say, a budget version of Red Hybrid. I would prefer to use the Ancient Greymon package, but we are actually not. We are going to be using the wonderful. We'll start off here. We're actually going to be using. We'll show the eggs first. So I'm actually using 4 of the Capurimon. So we're going to be using 4 of that egg. If you don't know what this does, it's while your turn, when you have a tamer in play, this Digimon gets 1,000 extra DP. And what's really good about this is the fact that, well, this is a very tamer heavy set. BT7 and BT8 is going to definitely be very tamer heavy. And then I'm using 1 Demi-Marimon when attacking. This Digimon gets 1,000 DP. I like this one. I mean, I would rather draw this one. Either way, this is a very aggressive deck, so I picked eggs that you're going to be using to basically just swing at your opponent and beef up your monster so they last a little bit longer. But that's the eggs for this one. And then the actual boss monster of the deck, we're going to be using 4 Emperor Greymon here. And then yet again, if you guys don't know what this does, we'll just go over all the cards. This one is when Digivolving, it gains Blitz. Blitz is a huge aggressor in most decks. It's very good to have, but this one here is Blitz allows you to go over, like even if you go over your memory, you're still able to get through the attack. But on your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon is blocked, unsuspend it, and gain 1 memory for each Digivolution card in this Digimon that has hybrid in its traits. So he's a pretty big boss monster here. Like I said, making block, he's a 12k, but we're going to show you later on how you're going to actually get to him. And then next, we're just going to go ahead and start off with, we have 4 of the newest Aldemons from BT7. And this is, so its actual effect is when one of your Digimon with a Tamer card in its Digivolution cards Digivolves into this card in your hand, reduce the memory cost of its Digivolution by 2. So basically, if you evolve this on top of a Tamer, you're going to get to reduce it. When Digivolving, if the card with hybrid is in its traits, like I said, this is all hybrid stuff, so most of this is going to go through and work. If it has hybrid in its traits, this Digimon's Digivolution cards get plus 4,000 DP for the turn. So he's an 8k for 3. He's a level 5, but he's going to actually beef up your monsters. And then his inheritable effect is on your turn. When this Digimon has hybrid or 10 warriors in its traits, it doesn't activate security effects of option cards. This is a very, very beastly card in the sense that if you all know how security works, basically, or a delicate plan, that's what I have to run in my Jesmon deck. This basically gives you a delicate plan in your traits for free. So, you know, your turn is a really good effect because you're going to be swinging. So when it's your turn, that will allow your big boys like Emperor Greymon and things here to not do the effects of basically option cards. Because I know a lot of people have been fussing that when you have this, you could literally hit a good option card in security and basically lose the game. So this is definitely something that you want to build your Emperor Greymon stack upon. That's why we run 4 of him. We definitely want to see him a lot. So that's one of the level 5s. Well, I guess I'll leave them out here. Just go on top of them. But that's one of the level 5s we run. And then the other level 5 we run, we're just running 2 copies of him. And this is the Aldemon from BT4. And this is the security attack +1, which just means you get to gain an additional security attack. So you're going to check for 2 when you swing at people. While this Digimon has Digivolution cards, includes hybrid in its forms or Red Tamer, it gets plus 4,000 DP. So, I mean, that in itself is a beastly card. Like I said, both Aldemons allow your boys to swing in for a lot. I'm running this because Ancient Greymon is a great package, period, to run with red hybrid. But Ancient Greymon being one of the most expensive cards to actually run this engine off of, that's why we went with the cheaper in budget with the Emperor Greys here. And Alderman is just going to let you be a little bit more aggressive early on to get to that level 5 and go ahead and push for that. That's it for our level 5s. Like I said, I don't run a lot of level 5s. You're going to be swinging pretty early on. And then our level 4s, we're actually going to be running 2 copies of Cordramon. And this comes from the very first red starter deck. And he is a blocker, a 6K blocker. I mean, he is, 6K gives him a little bit more beef to throw around on his life points. But anyway, you don't want to attack with this guy. You lose 2 memory when attacking, but we're definitely running 2 blockers. This is a more aggressive deck, but I did like to have just a little bit of, I won't say beef, but just something to like kind of stave off the aggression from the other hybrid decks that are in this format. And then we're actually running 4 copies at our champion level of good old Burning Greymon here. So basically, this guy right here, you may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your red tamers. If the tamer is a level 3 red Digimon for a memory cost of 2. So basically, it's just saying, you can digivolve it on top of that. If a card with hybrid in its traits or Takuya Unbara, which is a tamer we use, I'll get to that later on, is in this Digivolution card, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less. The reason I run 4 of this is, like I said, in a hybrid meta, you're running a lot of rookies, you're running your tamers. So tamers are basically your energy source that gives you a lot of benefits. So basically having a tamer always on the field, you can literally just pop off and get early aggression on with your rookies and stuff, being able to evolve on top of them with these hybrid traits. So this having a 4,000, this is going to get rid of a lot of your lower level rookies. That early aggression you can especially get from blue hybrid and their Strabimons and things like that. So I like running 4 copies of it. And then the next card we're running, I may change this up a little bit, but I'm only running 3 Agunimons. The reason I'm only running 3 Agunimons is he's just a basic vanilla hybrid that you can just get out for 5K. Like I said, this is the early aggression that you want to see. Like if you want to see your tamers. So if you're actually getting your tamers on the field, having a Gunimon and be able to just go ahead and digivolve and swing that early game aggression is very nice. He's just a good solid vanilla. And then we're running 2 copies of Burning Greymon from BT4, the Great Legends. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your red tamers, and then your turn, this Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP. Once again, this is very good to get, like I said, early aggression. Red is very aggressive in most most TCG game types. It's a very aggressive thing. So that's what we're getting here, and that's what we want to do with this Burning Greymon, is get that early aggression out. And then that's it for my champions. Now we're going to go into our rookies. And basically here we are running 4 Bokomon. And if you don't know what this does, you may have not, if you're new to the meta or getting back into Digimon, this has an on-play effect. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and add 1 card with hybrid or 10 warriors in its traits and 1 tamer card among them to your hand. That's very good. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, and then when one of your tamers digivolves, gain 2 memory. Like I said, this is a must. You must run 4 copies of Bokomon just because of the value of his on-play effect. He's a 3-drop, so you're definitely going to just hard play him all the time. Being able to get a tamer and search for one of your hybrid or 10 warriors cards is amazing. So, and then the on memory when you digivolve. So, like I said, that's going to help you gain 2 memory. This card will be one of the reasons that we don't run a ton of the memory boosts and things like that, gravity cushion stuff. Pokemon is a very good player in that sense. And then we're also running 4 copies of the BT6 Flamemon, and we basically play him for his inheritable. On your turn, when this Digimon has Hybrid or 10 Warriors, which the whole deck is themed around that, in its forms or type, it gains Piercing. That is very good. And basically, if you don't know what Piercing does, when this Digimon attacks and deletes an opponent's Digimon and survives the battle, it performs a security check as it normally would. So basically, this is allowing you to get through your blockers. So Black seems to be wanting to try to make a comeback, and like I said, I run blockers in this deck, but this basically allows me to inherit so that my Burning Greymons, my Agunimons, all those can actually go ahead and they get Piercing. And when I get to the Emperor Greymon level, that's really going to help him just to swing for those bigger checks. And then the next card, we have once again, this is from Great Legends. This is Flamemon from the BT4 series. You're basically going to hard play him all the time too, because when you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon with Hybrid in its form and or 1 red Tamer card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards. This is just a mill card so that you can go ahead and be finding your Tamers. So we definitely play 4 copies of this guy. That's what you're trying to do. You definitely want to get through to get your red Tamers on the field, and I'll show you why here in a second when we get to our Tamers. Then we play 4 copies of course, the new BT7 Flamemon. And then he has another on play effect. You roll the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Hybrid in its traits, Tsunamon or Takuya Kanbara among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So yeah, this is good to search out your Takuyas, which we actually play 4 Takuyas. And if you want to know what he does, basically play this card without paying its memory cost if it's hit from security. His main is you may place 5 cards with Hybrid in their traits from your trash under this Tamer in any order to Digivolve it into Emperor Greymon in your hand for its Digivolution cost as if it's a Tamer of level 5 red Digimon. Then here is good on your turn. This Digimon gets 2,000 DP, while this Digimon has 10,000 DP or more, gains security attack +1. So basically, this is going to beast if you can actually get your stack from playing him, and you get, like I said, you throw in the basically you're going to get, let me find him here, you're going to get your Flame on there with Piercing, and then you're going to throw out, more than likely you want to get the good effects, you're going to throw out your Burning Gray, and then just throw out a good old Aldemon on top of that, and then you go into your Emperor Greymon, and that's going to allow you to get those 3 security checks with Piercing, and he is going to be a 16k beast coming in swinging on that. So that's a very good combo that you want to get going there. But yeah, we definitely run 4 Takuyas in the deck as one of our Tamers. And then we run 2 Analog Youth. This card works better with Ancient Greymon just because revealing the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 Digimon card among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards. When one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer. If you do gain 1 memory, then hatch a Digi-Egg. It's still a very good card, but I know the Ancient Greymon version runs 3 of these. We do not. Once again, we're just throwing him out there to help stave off our big boys and help keep them out there longer, and just for the draw effect. And then this is one of my favorite cards. This is your memory tamer for the deck, Tai Kamiya from BT1. So he's a very good card. And all your red Digimon with 4 or more Digivolution cards get security attack +1. This, between, like I said, the Aldemon stack, the Flamemon with Piercing, this is letting your Emperor Gray be able to swing for big security checks. This is what's going to allow you to save off the game. I only run 2 just because of space in the deck. I might change this up because right now I'm running 2 red memory boost. With red, you'll know that there's not a lot of ways to gain in this version of the red deck to gain memory. Like, you don't have like an Agumon where you had your Tai Kamiyas out and you could push forward with Agumon and gain the memory and the draw off Tai. We don't have that here. So I'm running 2 red memory boosts. Like I said, to hopefully get those last in swings when I want to hurry up and rush Digivolve maybe an Agunimon or something. I run 2 Atomic Inferno, and this card basically one of your Digimon with hybrid in this form to get 3000 DP and +1 security. So your perfect hand, like I said, you could be swinging with Emperor Gray for game if you have all the pieces in your hand, which is what you're going for. And then if this Digimon is blocked, you gain +3 memory. So if they do block him, but like I said, if it's piercing on there, it doesn't matter. And this is just a very good card to have. Like I said, I feel like the deck is very aggressive, but it's still nice. And we do run 1 Atomic Blaster. And this is to get, so basically choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 8,000 or less and delete them. This is to really get rid of when they maybe flood the board with some Bokomons or Strabimons or Gabumons or whatever you're playing against. If they flood the board with our rookies in this hybrid format, this Atomic Blaster, but we just run 1. Like I said, I feel like we get enough early game pressure to stave it off with the piercing and things like that. There are other things to worry about, but I do run 1 Atomic Blaster. I might switch out and maybe take out the Atomic Infernos and run 2 Atomic Blasters, and then maybe switch out for something else. But not having the Ancient Greymons, I just feel like the Atomic Infernos really help you get that push that you need to really make it. And like I said, when you have the Aldermon in there that allows basically a delicate plan to be going off at all times, it really helps you with being able to make those big security attacks. So that is it for this deck profile, guys. This is the my red hybrid Emperor Gray. It is a lot cheaper to play. It's not nowhere near as expensive as the Ancient Greymon, considering he is $50, and Emperor Gray here I think is like $2. So this is definitely a budget build that you can get, and it actually works really well. I've tested it quite a few times, and I feel like this way I do see the cards I want, and there's a lot of multiple options for you to be able to get to Emperor Gray. Or I've even killed people without ever even seeing Emperor Greymon. I'm just able to do that early game push with my Flame Mons and my Aldermons, and with Aldermon being that base security attack +1. And then if you get an Atomic Inferno out, he's checking for 3. I mean, there's just a lot of ways to get that very early aggression that I love from red. So if you would like to build this, I'll have an actual deck list, because a lot of people want you to watch the whole video, but I'm going to be nice and actually have my deck list in the YouTube comments. So guys, if you don't follow, like, subscribe, share this video, I really think this definitely is not